We are massively behind in terms of games. However, as the beauty of this practice is that I can do it whenever I want to. Now, enough of me. Let's go right into the games. EDG 6-0 currently going up against Suning, which is who are 3-3. And as we see, some rapid fire picks and bans coming in for both teams. The Kai'Sa followed by the Olaf and the Gragas coming in from EDG. While on the side of Suning, we see a Xayah and an Udyr. Why would they go for a third pick here? It is fully possible that they go for an Aatrox pick over here. There's a bit of a tendency that Suning has kind of developed over this season, and that is in picking up that Aatrox in the first round for bin blind pick regardless of whatever the enemy has in store for them. Now EDG going for the Gragas blind pick. This is of course a flex that I'm not really quite sure how I feel about this flex, because in one way your top laner or your support is going to be a Gragas. Gragas has got insane sustain, has got great engage, disengage. He's about as Swiss Army Knife a champion as it gets. Top lane Gragas can even go full AP. However, in the bot lane, I don't like that in the bot lane he's not as hard in engage support as someone like the Set, I would say, or like the Leona. But at the same time, he's got that beautiful disengage, anti-tower dive. I just prefer an Alistar, but no one can deny that his power lies particularly in his flexibility. So then going for the Jace ban over here, looking to be banning out EDG's top lane counter picks. Also could potentially be trying to ban out these mid lane picks. Well, again, the beauty of the Gragas pick, you have to ban out these top and mid kind of champions. You have to decide who you want to try and ban out. This Gragas could potentially go mid too, but I sincerely doubt we're going to be seeing that. As the Rakan ban comes in, trying to deny the Xayah Rakan combination. Suning with their next ban, I fully expect them to throw it towards the mid lane. Ooh, actually opting for a support ban. One top ban, one support ban. Not really sure what they're trying to push. I don't think that... It doesn't look like they're trying to push this Gragas into any particular lane. Chances are we will be seeing this. Actually, there is no way of guessing. It's only a pure speculative guess at this point in time. Let's see what EDG bans. Of course, they can ban the mid laner, as we just see there. An Azir ban coming out. Suning can still opt to go for a Victor pick. I feel like Victor kind of works pretty well into this composition with the Xayah. You don't really get so much. Their team is more of a you have to fight into us kind of team. And on the side of EDG, we see a potential dive composition forming out there. Rel, of course, a beautiful support pick, provides great engage, fantastic peel, and the initiation is always a dime to have. Saving that last pick for Angel in the mid lane. Meanwhile, EDG, here's time for us to see what they have in store for us. Again, kind of looks like it goes towards the dive composition here. Looking at both teams, I like what Suning has, but I like what EDG has even more, especially if Alistar gets locked in and the Orianna ball deliveries abundant in this team composition. You've got the Alistar, the Gragas, and of course the Olaf. Slight bit of anti-synergy going in there with the Gragas and the Orianna that can very much be circumnavigated. Suning looking at the Yone, hovering the Yone, and then switching over to the Victor in the last moment. I kind of like the Victor more in this because EDG does have a dive-ish composition coming in towards you. As a Victor, you can provide a nice zone control with the Gravity Field, with the Chaos Storm, and of course, scaling. The only problem with Victor is that his scaling is a bit of a pain. Getting to the 100 stacks of your passive you need to upgrade your E initially does take some time. That being said, we've seen time and time again Victor has a very nice, comfortable, cushy lane against the Orianna and can hit those stacks pretty relatively easily. Looking at both these lanes, I'm a big fan of Gragas top. I think Gragas top is so much better than Gragas support. So I'm super excited to see Flandre in the top side with that Gragas pick. Could he potentially go for an AP pick here? Who knows? I don't think it'll be a very good idea. However, Bin just needs to get tanky enough and he will destroy the Gragas in an elongated trade. But if you are tank Gragas, you probably won't die, but neither will the Aatrox. So it's pretty even lane here. Both teams. So looks like EDG have got a bit of a mid-game power spiking group up together and dive composition, while Suning, with Bin, the stone-faced legend of the top lane, only person to get a pentakill in a World's final match. Suning have a also kind of group up team fight a bit skirmishy as well, but a kite back kind of composition. So in a way, I think Suning slightly more favored if the game goes on towards the longer end of it, while EDG want to get some good advantages in the beginning and run away with that win. As we see, Flandre does have the phase rush, which could be an indicator of an AP build. Kind of expect him to go for, well, I suppose, I guess Comet wouldn't be the right pick here. I don't really know the runes for AP Gragas. I would expect it to be like an Electrocute, maybe even a Comet, perhaps not an Airy. But because Comet is so easy to proc if you think about it. You just body slam into the person, they are knocked up and back, and the Comet comes right in. There's really nothing much that the enemy can do if they get hit by that body slam, and the cask at short ranges is also incredibly easy to pick. But enough about that, let's go straight into the game. Let's see, SOFM just standing defensively. That's one of my favorite Udyr skins. I think all the costumes he wears are incredibly cute. In the bottom side, we see Suning actually with an aggressive invade to get some deep vision level 1, which triggers Mako to recall after warding as well. Mako probably going to pick up that sweeper and sweep out this ward. Oh, perhaps not. Instead, actually cancelling his recall and looking to just play slightly more defensive. Doesn't want to give up, threaten the integrity of their defensive line. That as soon as I say that, he abandons ship and goes straight to the bottom lane tribush. Looks like that ward will last its duration because JJ doesn't have a sweeper either. Now let's see who has priority. I'd say that Orianna has a bit of priority early on against the Victor. Of course, Orianna can be traded on, and Orianna's incredibly squishy in the beginning of the game. In the bottom side, I'd say Huanfeng would have at about 3, Huanfeng at the cost of a lot of mana will have the priority, as JJ looking to do a SOFM clear clearing both camps relatively simultaneously. SOFM on the other side is probably just doing the exact same thing, a clear that has your name on it, something you must definitely be an expert in. In the top side, hard to say honestly. I'm not quite sure who's going to win out on that one. Now, I think the main objectives that EDG would like to pay attention to in this particular game mode would be that Herald. So mid and top priority would be a dime to have. However, Aatrox seems to be pushing out against the Gragas as level 2 comes in. Mako jumping in on, and a little bit of damage trade on. One more auto attack coming in from Viper would have triggered that passive proc and done tons of damage to on. So I suppose with the infinite mana and the sustain, infinite resource, and the sustain, Bin does have a winning top side over there, and Flandre is just trying to become strong enough so that he can group up with his team and cause havoc. Mid-game power spike team composition, I suppose, supports the idea of an AP Gragas, because it's not like you will have a great shot at winning late game team fights. Then again, Suning doesn't have one. Suning has 3 tanks technically, so you know what? Ignore me. Enough of this theory crafting. In the bot side, we see Mako actually going out to secure some vision with Viper, warding out the entrance, wondering where they may find SOFM, who is currently in the top side. Meanwhile, JJ just rounding the corner, wanting to know if he's heading into a fight, which he is most definitely not. Can't really see the waves right now as Scout warding out the Raptors. SOFM seeing that recall, triggering his recall. And so far, a pretty peaceful and amicable 3.5 minute game thus far, with both junglers probably looking to reset here. It is conceivable that JJ would try a gank up here as a flash coming in. Miko jumps in onto on, headbutts him back on jumps out with the flash as well as the dismount, and Huanfeng getting a 3-man route towards the tail end of that. Nothing really going on here. So it was conceivable that he go for a gank. Flashes blown by both the supports, but in the end, nothing much really comes out of it. A good initial attempt. I suppose it was a good idea considering they had a pretty nice wave being built. Mako was just chased away by the pressure from On and Huanfeng. So it was a good attempt. It was a good attempt, all things considered. And meanwhile, top lane here looks like Bin's having a pretty good time. I know in the last season, Bin was the leader of solo kills. Now, considering the fact that he's gained so much notoriety from last year's Worlds run, I actually think that now people are going to give him the respect that his reputation kind of warrants. And people are not going to try and solo kill him. People are not going to put themselves in position to disrespect him and potentially die as a result. And because of that, I think Bin has... as Suning wasn't doing so great in the regular season last year. They actually only started ramping up beautifully into the into the start of playoffs in summer, I believe. So don't count them out just yet. Just because they're ninth place in LPL right now with a 3-3 score doesn't mean that they're out of contention for Worlds. A lot can happen in a year, as we have seen from the past year, COVID and all, as well as the run from Suning. Meanwhile, in the bottom side here, Mako just getting some wards out in the bottom side, having reset, and with that pink ward as really nothing much is going on in this game. SOFM also channeling a second recall, hasn't swapped out his yellow trinket into a red trinket yet. Some people might consider that a mistake. However, SOFM is a true mastermind in the jungle. There is very little that this man has not thought of, I do believe. Though I've never really personally talked to him or met him before, I think he's given this game tons of thought. You can see based on his champion picks and how he clears, how he can kind of predict where the enemy is. I don't know if he can predict this though, as in bot side, a gank coming in, on jumping in with his dismount. However, he does not have flash as he's caught in between 4 people. Flandre teleporting in just to ensure that nothing can come from the bot side of Suning Gaming, kind of forsaking his top side. By doing that, been having free reign, denying so much CS to the tower. Not so well for Flandre, I must say, as I say that SOFM is engaged on by Mako, and SOFM just running out of their Flandre, even after getting an assist. I'm not sure he got a kill on that, but I think after one assist and the dragon, I don't know if that's particularly worth, as Angel blowing his ultimate in the mid lane, just clearing out the wave very low on mana, could potentially be in danger. Again, so I don't think it's very worth. Oh, nice ultimate coming in, flash, body slam coming in. Actually, Angel's knocked into Scout. A beautiful turn up events, as in the bottom side, On is also getting engaged upon across all sides. Suning Gaming is being attacked by the members of EDG. Okay, now it's kind of worth it. Now it's worth being about 23 CS behind that beautiful series of events, getting an assist in the bot side, getting dragon secured for your team, as well as getting a mid lane kill. All the flashes possible burnt there, as we see. Yeah, just like I say, it's a bit low on mana, and then Scout hitting that beautiful Orianna ultimate, and Flandre trying to flash body slam, but Angel a good predict there. However, the cask was just excellent, flawless, and phenomenal, blowing Angel into his death, back into himself, actually into his death. As okay, already about two kills on the board. However, only a 300 gold lead coming in. Oh, I take that back. Only a 700 gold lead coming in here from EDG. All things considered, in the early game, that is a massive amount. 2 pairs of shoes here. It really looks like Flandre is going to be completing his AP build, heading towards the AP build, as JJ arrives in the top side, ready for for Rift Herald to spawn in the next few minutes. With the bot side pushed out from EDG, will we see a rotation from the bottom lane? Is we see here Viper resetting, as is Mako. Mako already in base, looking to be running upwards, kind of towards the bottom side jungle actually, as JJ is also clearing out waves here. SOFM spotted out on that ward, probably won't be able to sneak this away. They do have top priority on the side of Suning Gaming. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we've got more of an EDG scout mid lane priority. So it's going to be very interesting who would possibly win this. I would say right now, Suning have a bit of advantage because of Bin, but Bin doesn't have any items that give him that CDR that all Aatrox players really want, and it kind of depends on how many people we see out on the map, I suppose, because Mako is in the bot side with Viper. Meanwhile, On is rotating towards this mid lane and could potentially make a quick switch towards the top side, but with SOFM clearing out the bottom side jungle, that probably isn't going to be a thing. So now with JJ in position, I would say that EDG have priority, are more likely to win this, and with their bot lane rotating up while the members of Suning's bot lane are just catching the waves, this Rift Herald is most definitely going over to the side of EDG without contestation. Let's see how much devastation they can deal to the side of Suning Gaming with this little these little wins that they're getting, the 2 kills as well as the complete objective control so far. Again, it's kind of hard for Suning. They do like these compositions that do kind of need to scale up a little bit. And of course, with the Xayah, with the Victor, that is exactly the kind of composition you need. Right now, the Victor only has tier 2 boots as well as a tier. Now working towards completing his mana item, his mythic item, and it looks to be a long journey from there. At least on the bright side, Scout isn't too far ahead in terms of items. That being said, Scout is about 20 CS ahead. The advantages that Suning are getting from their top side are kind of being shadowed by the advantages that are being developed by the EDG mid laner. At least SOFM is also gaining himself a nice little CS lead with his efficient clear. I'm telling you, SOFM, give him Soraka jungle and he can probably do as well in terms of farming. Meanwhile, Mako, very deep in enemy territory, getting some wards around, can possibly look for a dive here onto Angel. It's going to be a one-sided dive. Angel still does not have flash. Another person coming down there, not really sure who it is. Mako flashing in for the headbutt, for the pulverized ultimate coming in. Oh, Angel just thrown around underneath his tower. Mako tanking up all that damage with his ultimate. Meanwhile, SOFM arriving to pad his stats some more to get himself even further ahead of JJ. However, this is catastrophic as the Rift Herald is dropped as well for tower plating. This will not bring the tower down, but this is really painful for Angel. His teleport is up and he will be able to come back into lane to begin accumulating those stacks again as well. However, look at it in the way of not just the fact that he was denied a whole ton of CS, whole ton of experience and gold, he was denied a whole ton of passive stacks, and that is the most important thing for Victors right now. Without your upgrades, you feel exceptionally weak. Also, another thing that me and my friends realized the other day is that I feel Victor was kind of nerfed by this passive change, which is kind of odd considering the amount of attention he's been getting in competitive play currently. Because if you think about it, I think it takes a lot more to get 100 stacks of your passive than it does to get the 1250 and then the 1000 and then the 800 to upgrade your item. And even if it doesn't, consider the facts that the augment cores that Victor used to get actually used to give him AP as well, and his fully upgraded perfect core gave him about as much AP as a death cap. So even though it might have taken a little bit longer to get those items, it still gave you a huge AP boost. Now these stacks don't give you anything at all. I would argue that Victor used to be stronger when you could upgrade your augmented core. However, seeing as to how the pros are playing him now, I suppose he's still plenty strong. I just feel that his early game is so easy to be punished. As we see here, Suning losing out on completely every objective pretty much. Okay, wait, hold on. We got back to that. As Flandre is being doven down there. Both ultimate coming in, however, not really blocking SOFM too particularly far back. As Flandre is actually surviving this MacGyver. Teleports coming in. Can he last long enough for Scout to come in? Scout turns the corner into SOFM. SOFM goes down. Bin is caught deep behind enemy territory. Has to find a way out from the clutches of the mid laner and the top laner. Flandre is here to Tux Sway. Look, he's so healthy now with his passive. Ultimate coming in to bounce Bin back. And they're just kiting him. Angel running in to try and assist his top laner as well. Bin goes over the wall right into Scout's cog and into his death and demise. Unfortunately, Angel rotating extremely late and could potentially be in danger himself if he stays around for too long. JJ, will he be distracted by that juicy red buff? And it looks like he will, which spares Angel's life. And look at the beauty of the Gregor's pick. You see, he got so low under tower, bought so much time with this ultimate, with the body slams, managing to clear out the wave with his explosive cask and his barrel, and then taking a few swigs, casting a few abilities here and there, giving him so much sustain from his passive. What a pick, what a play. As we see here again, Flandre teleporting in, thinking it's safe. SOFM rounding the corner, taking a swig, trying to clear out the wave with his Q barrel, and then using his ultimate to try and get him some distance. Not really getting very much from SOFM, but then that body slam knocking two members back and using his flash to jump away from Bin, and then looping around the tower, not allowing Bin to touch him. SOFM is kind of curious. I think he saw that teleport, not quite sure. I guess he didn't expect the damage coming in from Scout to be that strong. Scout, of course, incredibly strong with the CS advantage he's garnered over Angel in the mid lane, as well as the attention that he's gotten from two ganks, as Bin trying to prolong the fight. If he hit that sweet spot, knock-up spot right there, he might have been able to take out Scout. That's again the beauty of Aatrox. It's such a fine line between a exceptional highlight play and a huge int. It's literally that little gap, that little knock-up sweet spot. Now, all things considered, Bin, first death, his opponent is up 3 assists and 8 kills, but considering the CS lead that he has garnered, I would say that he isn't too far behind. In fact, he might be even slightly ahead because CS plays a huge part of the game. More consistent it is. Flandre actually doing exceptionally for himself by grouping up with his team, bringing them ahead together and not falling behind in terms of experience at all, as I thought Bin was in a great position to kill Flandre. However, Flandre with the explosive cast can just really knock Bin away, switch positions with him, and then just waddle back into his own into the safety of his own tower, sensing and probably spotting out SOFM on a ward, making him aware of the potential dive on his life as Mako walks up. EDG now, grouping as 4 down middle in order to siege down the turret wall, secure the first tower of the game as Rift Herald spawns. Beautiful timing and set up here by EDG, actually playing the map in the macro sense exceptionally well. They are just everywhere they need to be. Oh, as we see here, Bin is still about 300 gold, 1 kill up onto Flandre. Shows you, ladies and gentlemen, the importance of CSing. But back to the point that I was trying to make previously. EDG are actually playing this map so exceptionally well. Flandre is doing an insane job, honestly. He's just roaming, he's everywhere he needs to be, he's making plays with his team, and he's running back up there to try and soak out as much as possible as On is jumped on by JJ, but manages to disengage. Flandre is being jumped onto by SOFM, but the barrel slows enough for SOFM to not be able to slap him with the bear stance as a fight that I'm not sure as Suning should be taking. That being said, EDG just needs to buy time. Once Viper arrives, Suning are most definitely going to lose this fight as On and Bin are solo already. JJ running in with Mako, as is Flandre. Ultimate coming in from On. Beautiful gets 3-man, but Mako throwing Angel out of the fight, but it is not enough as Scout is taken down and Huanfeng secures his second kill onto Flandre. A nice snipe coming in there from the side from EDG. Oh my goodness, On with a 3-man ultimate and Angel dropping that Chaos Storm, actually obliterating Scout. And Huanfeng just needed one last feather thrown in there and Scout was taken out. Mako doing his best to try and save his mid laner by knocking away Angel, trying to knock him away before the Chaos Storm was dropped. Unfortunately, it was just a second too late as he managed to drop both the Chaos Storm as well as the Gravity Field, and that was it for the Clockwork Lady. Lights out, time out. As we see here on a beautiful engage. Okay, I thought they were going to lose this for sure, but a 3-man. Oh my god, the laser coming in as well. The Gale Force is really what finishes him off. And On, taken solo by the Ignite, and then no one blocking this. He was a real hero. He made the play, he set it up for his team, and then he gets sniped in the end there. No one really wanting to save him. No one really having the reflexes able to save him, not because they were trying to int him or anything. Anyways, in the bot side here, oh, Huanfeng. Mako probably didn't realize that Huanfeng doesn't have anything but a flash. Could have gone in there to blow that flash for this next dragon fight. But if I'm perfectly honest, with Bin up in the top side without teleport, I don't think there's going to be a dragon fight. Suning, no strangers to giving up the first 2, even 3 dragons. However, that has come back to bite them in the back. In the international stage, at least, as fight over the blue buff. SOFM trying to get away. Mako jumping in onto SOFM as ultimate coming in from Viper as well. Ultimate coming in from Orianna, but SOFM flashes out of it. And okay, very aggressive plays coming in from EDG. This is exactly what we want to see. We want to see them grouping up when they are strong, which is right now, and running in at Suning Gaming. That being said, Flandre is slightly behind, does not have a completed mythic item against Bin, who does. That being said, nothing really is changing here, I suppose, as the Rift Herald, for some reason or another, might have been a misclick, is spawned in the mid lane. I think by Huanfeng. Huanfeng not used to having that, I suppose, in his item slot. Just randomly triggers it down middle in front of 2 to 3 members of EDG, who were probably as surprised as I am or the rest of the members of Suning Gaming were. Now, let's see what we have here. We have no objectives on the map for 1 minute and 30 seconds, so Suning are in a rush. You see here, Huanfeng clear out the jungle for SOFM. SOFM really won't have much to farm at all, but they need to try and get their carries, this Victor and Desire, as fed as possible for the next fight. We saw that they do have an out so far, and that out is if On can get a beautiful engage into all the damage coming out from Angel, one-shotting a squishy member of the team. Now it's going to be pretty hard to one-shot Viper because he does have cleanse, he does have flash, he does have his ultimate, and he'll have Mako trying to defend him. However, Scout is most definitely an easier target to go for at this point in time. The thing is, though, after tasting the potential comeback abilities of Suning that one time, I don't think EDG are going to put themselves in a position to be taken advantage of by the little wombo combo coming in from Suning Gaming. Bin, I don't really see what he did in that last fight, but it definitely wasn't as big as that combo coming in there. So Suning Gaming not out of it completely yet, but EDG, without a doubt, at this stage of the game, are in full control of the game, which is pretty disturbing if you think about it, because Suning need to start contesting dragons in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. The next dragon, the Dragon Soul, is coming out for EDG, and it's not so bad if Suning give this one up, honestly, because it is just Wind Soul. But after that, Elder Dragon. That is going to be that's going to be a must contest. No team ever gives up Elder Dragon for free, and if you do, you can't help it, because your opponent is going to run you over with Elder Dragon. They're going to take Baron, or they're going to run it straight down into your base, hard engage. And with a dive composition that EDG has, you know that they have no qualms about doing that at all. That's exactly what they want to do. So far, EDG now just doing a bit of gardening, clearing out the outer regions of Suning Gaming's base, just trimming off all the excess layers. Flandre, now he's also being supported by his team. They're trying to put some resources into him, trying to give back to what he did for them in the early game with those roams and those teleports. Bin's pretty much just AFK farming, and again, Aatrox could potentially... Aatrox is such a skill-intensive champion, I feel. Even though, in a way, he's so simple. In another way, he needs to be able to land those Qs in those sweet spots. And then if enough CC comes in, he's also kind of not going to have a good time as well. It's hard to say. That being said, if there is a silver lining, it is that EDG don't really have too much CC. They have a lot of knock-ups and knock-backs with the Oriannas and the Graguses and the Alistars. But they don't have too many per se. Well, I guess we just have to wait and see, as Dragon has spawned. And okay, Dragon is spawning in a minute and Baron has spawned. Let us see what EDG do here. Currently, they look like they have slightly more vested interests in the top side. However, that being said, Flandre is being surrounded by 3 members here. I think he sees it. I think he's going to waddle away in time. Actually turning around back for the minions, and as though he can read Suning's movements beautifully, realizing that Suning will most definitely want to go and try and secure stuff for this bottom side. But SOFM, I think, is going to surprise him. Walks past a pink ward, runs in. Flandre does have his ultimate, does have body slam, can potentially get away from this. Beautifully done. Oh my god. I think the Gragas pick into the Udyr is... Whoo! I actually think that might be it right there. That might be it. The Gragas... It is so painful for the Udyr, if you think about it. You saw in that last Rift Tile fight as well. He's trying to run in to land a bear stand slap onto Flandre. Flandre just rolls out the barrel and slows him with the Q. Doesn't even use the body slam and just waddles away from Udyr. How sad is that? I suppose SOFM didn't want to smite him in that instance. Okay, here we go. A 5v5 coming in, EDG with that mid lane priority. Actually in a okay position. Whoa, Viper positioning very aggressively, looking taking inventory of the items here. Angel is behind an entire Archangel staff, which means that if this fight goes on for too long, EDG are at a huge advantage. On is also chunked to half HP. It looks like Suning is looking to give away this dragon, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Bin is so far away from his team. EDG could look to jump in on him here. Flandre has his ultimate up again. That's, I guess, one. Oh, it looks like EDG are just giving it. Suning are just giving up. EDG get a free dragon. Again, this isn't the worst thing. It's just Wind Dragon Soul. So I suppose it's a good idea. I like this look from Suning. I like this read from Suning. Just giving it up, trying to get as many resources as possible and trying to prepare themselves for the upcoming Elder Dragon fight. That being said, EDG, if they smell some blood in the water, this could lead them to just rushing Baron and forcing a fight. Suning, with their champions, has decent wave clear. The Xayah, of course, and the Victor, decent wave clear. However, I don't know if they can really afford to give this up. If used properly, and we know EDG can use these Barons properly, I think EDG is going to run away with this game. So you just can't keep giving things up. They might be forced to fight this dragon, this Baron. I know if I was EDG, I'd tell them to quick, let's try and force Baron, because the fact that Suning just gave up dragon like that might be an indicator that they're not feeling too comfortable just yet. That being said, Huanfeng is getting hard funneled this game, and Viper is somehow keeping up in terms of CS. Ooh, Angel is in a very unfortunate situation as he is being surrounded, complete teleport coming in from Flandre as well as a flash coming in from Mako. Angel dies before his feet can hit the ground, but Flandre coming right into On and Huanfeng. Stopwatch by him sometime, but Huanfeng's gonna be able to watch. Okay, nearly got away actually as SOFM continue to chase onto JJ. Have been rounding the corner as well. This tri-boss fight looks to be pretty big. Orion ultimate is down. They used it onto Angel just now, so this is not a huge. This wouldn't be a huge disadvantage for Suning to come and fight. But a 1-for-1 top laner for mid laner is kind of worth it for the side of EDG because Suning is much more reliant on their mid laner than EDG who on their top laner. Meanwhile, like I say, Viper, I swear, we've seen so many shots of Huanfeng just clearing out his own jungle. Meanwhile, Viper, I suppose he's been doing the exact same because I haven't seen him so much on the screen, on the spectator view, but his CS is just on par with Huanfeng's. In fact, he's got an equal shutdown as well. As the last of the outer towers falls to Scout in the top side, SOFM just securing that Scuttle Crab, trying to get what little resources he can get. As we see here, somehow SOFM also with a CS lead still, despite his jungle being pillaged by Huanfeng. And yeah, as we see that Angel just being taken out very nonchalantly. Flandre teleporting into the open arms of On and Huanfeng as SOFM looking to go in, looking to dance out. It was a good looks coming in there as EDG trying to get ahead with their dive composition, fully punishing this immobile Victor pick. So, as Suning Gaming, all things considered, have managed to buy themselves some time. Baron wasn't immediately taken bin with his level advantage as well as a pretty huge CS advantage. I don't think he was present in that fight, but he really didn't do anything. I don't know. Oh no, Angel! He's being slowed by the red buff as Mako jumps in with the headbutt pulverized combo. No, Angel! Oh, this is so deadly as Viper's just slowing people down near the beautiful headbutt pulverized combo coming in onto SOFM. Sorry, did I say neither? Another. Coming in onto On and SOFM. Mako making big plays. Viper with the slows coming in. And EDG just starting up Rift Herald in full vision of Suning Gaming. Suning, let's see what they do. Angel is down again. It's a 4v5 this time as Flandre wasn't traded back on. Going on to Flandre. Just as I say that, Flandre coming in with the zone. That's beautiful 3-man. Oriana ultimate coming in. Actually tagging 3 people. Flandre is still alive. He's doing so much damage in the back there. Everyone is so low. Huanfeng is going to be taken out. Mako knocking him out of the blast plant with the headbutt pulverized. And in the mid lane, Scout is going to chase down SOFM with the command dissonance. But no, never mind. SOFM proccing the phase rush, running for his dear life through blast plants. Scout trying his very darn best to catch up to him, but I think SOFM is out in the clear. Oh no! SOFM tried to juke out Scout, but Scout not wanting to play games actually forces out the flash. That's huge because SOFM, we saw how hard a time he had running up to Flandre. Imagine trying to run up to a Alistar or an Oriana with the slows, or even Viper with his speed ups. It's gonna be impossible. So you kind of have to have your flash, and using it there, I mean, I'm probably making a big deal out of nothing, but I think that's just the end right there. Also, Angel is just being taken advantage of at this point. The immobility of Victor, another huge disadvantage of the champion that I didn't even identify in time. That red buff slow, minute as it was more than enough. We see here Viper just like, hold on a second, I think you're quite far away from your team. And then the slows coming in, Mako just rushing in with that ultimate. Rushing in with the headbutt. Viper having to use his ultimate to get a better position in order to ensure he doesn't get stunned up by the gravity field and allowing Victor to survive was a very good call. Didn't really need it in that last fight either. As on the bottom side here, Bin Suning, I like this from them, trying some cheeky plays here. Dragon is spawning in 50 seconds, however, I don't think EDG are going to set up so early for it. Okay. EDG needs to be careful. Oh no, Suning, they've spotted out. Someone spotted out. Who was moving? Why is Huanfeng alone in that bush? On, why did you move, bro? Oh no. As Bin jumps over the wall, but Viper says see ya and jumps into his backline. Viper proccing his stopwatch in the middle of a gravity field, as well as Chaos Storm is being chased down by Bin. Bin trying his darndest, but Scout is pillaging the backline. Bin is just being kited. The Gore Drinker coming in, letting him be tanky. And now Scout 2 kills, 3 kills going over to Scout as Angel teleports away. Angel's got it's either Angel dies or the rest of his team dies as Flandre is just chasing down SOFM. SOFM in a prolonged fight I think wins this. However, EDG's Flandre is just trying to buy time as Mako rounds the corner. It's over for him and SOFM knows it as he's bouncy castle up and down. Viper turns the corner to come and shred him, and a kill finally going over to Viper as Scout just getting everything, just sweeping the floor with the members of EDG. I was watching Viper the entire fight. Beautiful stopwatch coming in, buying plenty of time, and then Bin jumping over the wall trying to get him, and he just ulting towards the back line of Sydney Gaming was incredible. Bin basically was out of that fight for the longest time. I don't think EDG are going to stick around any longer because they are a little bit low on mana and they don't want any potential of Suning mounting a comeback. Just back off, reset, and quickly run top lane with your Elder Dragon buff and just forcing a fight yet again. Again, this dive composition is so good at that. Now let's see how Scout got all his kills. Scout is in the back. On jumps in, ultimate coming in. Nope, Scout just holding his ultimate, actually just autoing on, and then SOFM jumps onto him. Scout just being chased away, and then seeing Huanfu and exploding him, that's what he kept his ultimate for. SOFM realizing, whoa, I don't want to touch that anymore, and Scout jumping in for the support this time, and then just waltzing over to Bin and getting the command attack through. I suppose it's a pretty simple turn of events. I like how SOFM turned around in the last second there. He was like, I'm gonna get you, and he sees Huanfu explode, and he was like, okay, never mind, I'm not playing around with this Clockwork Lady, and just vamoses out of there. Interesting item choice here coming in from Scout. He has the Horizon Focus. Interesting. I don't know the ranges of Orianna's abilities, but I suppose considering he bought them, they must definitely be more than 700 units. As Flandre in the mid lane is getting, oh no, I'm telling you, there's nothing much to be said here as Mako jumping in onto the front line of Suning Gaming. Suning Gaming's front line really won't last long in the face of this Elder Dragon. Mako flashing in, trying to get the hit. Oh my goodness. We're going to pretend those two didn't happen as the Orion Alto comes in, Mako flashing in and just pulverizing in frustration, I suppose. Tried to get that very, very max range hit but pulverize combo. Unfortunately, didn't really come through. That's the hardest combo you can do as an Alistar by far. As, whoa! Scout is just taking out Juanfo. Juanfo's like, please end the game. But he's going to get ended first by the Elder Dragon. Mako jump in to make sure that he dies. And ultimately, Viper is taken down as well by Angel. Very, very one-sided victory coming in here from the members of EDG as the symbol for the Lunar New Year comes out. We'll see what happens in Game 2. Honestly, EDG looking deadly, looking unstoppable right now. But if I believe one thing, I believe that Suning do have it within them to come back from this. And even if they don't, they're going to learn a lot from it. So thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We'll catch you for the next video. See ya!